your client to think about who they want to be in the world, what I understand is that sometimes people don't have much of an idea about how they're showing up. Could you talk more about how you help clients to see the impact that they have on the world and the people around them?
Yeah, the self-awareness thing. So when I am coaching clients, I usually will hear them share a particular experience where they had some kind of reaction, whether it's they were in a meeting, or whether they were on this project, or whether it's in a personal life situation. And I often will ask, what did you notice in this situation? What was your sense? What did you pick up? What was the feedback that you heard? What words were shared with you in that specific? So I explore the specific situation, and I really use their intuition, their inner wisdom, their senses, if you will, of what it is that they're actually picking up. And often that's a tricky thing too, because some people will only see what they want to see, right? And so in that event, like, it's almost like looking at it, okay, here's the situation, here's what happened, here's what you sensed, and what other things can you pick up if you were to look at this from a empathetic approach with you and this person? If you were to be more compassionate and kind in this moment, what would you see then? How would the feedback make more sense to you? Would it make sense to you? And I always, as in addition to that, I always focus on what is the 2% truth here. So if somebody I'm coaching is like they don't want to see maybe the feedback that they're getting as it is in truth, then I'll ask, what's the 2% truth based on this feedback? Because there's always 2%. There's 98% not true, but there's 2% that's true in that feedback. So what do you think that is? And I let the client really soak it in and think about it, and try to take themselves out of the situation and kind of see what other people might be seeing in those moments.
So it's really looking at it from other perspectives. They've already got their own perspective. You're helping them to see it from the other party's perspective, and perhaps almost from like a neutral observer kind of perspective as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Neat. So what are some of the typical aha moments that you love to see with clients? Some of those things that they might not have expected, but as a coach, you kind of expect to see a certain type of transformation coming out again and again.
Yeah, it's definitely, so there's a combination of things. It's witnessing a client realizing the capacity that their own capacity and the abilities and the strengths that they have. So really connecting to the part of them that is powerful, that is empowered, that is coming from a form of strength, that is compassionate, that does have integrity, right? So I think a lot of the times when I first start working with clients, they don't see themselves that way. They see themselves a different way. And so through working with them and using the coaching model that I use, it really is wonderful to kind of see. It's almost like it is like a breakthrough, and you'll see, I will witness this in moments where, the client will kind of be like, oh, I didn't see that before, but I see it now. And it usually has to do with things like they weren't seeing themselves in a certain light, or they weren't giving somebody else the compassion that they need. So it turns into less conflict. It turns into them being more confident. It turns into them asking the right questions and being more courageous. And that's definitely one thing. So connecting to who they really are, if I were to summarize that, and not being afraid of that. That's definitely one. And then the other one that I would say that's a big one is to just kind of have faith in the people around them again. The relationship piece, yeah, I would really say having faith in the people around them. Yeah.
It sounds like you're helping them to recognize and see their best self, and perhaps by extension that then they start to see that in others, start to see that others are coming from a place of good intentions and abilities.
Exactly. Because you can only see things in others that you can kind of recognize in yourself some way, and vice versa. Yeah.
It's very profound.
Yeah.